Man, you know, I'm like, we get so, so saturated with all of our social media and just
Mm,
how it shaped us, and then all of the outrage. And I realized that a lot of our behaviors has been shaped and molded by the jobs we work at.
hmm.
Where we get offended by the stupidest things is because we still walk around with the HR book of our jobs in every scenario. And, because I'll sit up there and wonder that though, because like you look at TV shows and you can't say certain things on social media. You can't say sexual assault. You say SA, or you say, you can't say
Mm,
too much F bombs, otherwise they think it's bad. And you're just like, this seems like like we living through one big HR, nightmare. And the thing is, it's like, people get offended so easily about certain words, and you're just sitting there like, but y'all can watch videos of people getting murdered, people,
mm.
being disparaged, people
Yeah, it's
getting
funny
beheaded.
it's funny what's triggering.
Yeah, but all of a sudden someone saying something that doesn't have anything to do with you offends you, or something happening to like somebody of one color talking about another color, or section a comedian saying certain things about certain things, and you're just like, wait a minute, so all that offends you. However, real life don't offend you. People
Right.
going hungry, people are starving, people are, losing their lives. Just like homeboy up there talking about black people, and talking about disparaging black people. And I'm like, you know what? Other races have problems too. And other people like, just like,
And do.
like like you want to sit there and be, very pro-white, being a black man. That is cool, but not every white person like every other white person. Not every Asian person like every other Asian person. Not every, every black person like every other black person. Not every Filipino likes other Filipinos. Not every Ukrainian like every other Ukrainian. Not like we don't always like, not just because we're the same color, we're the same social, come from the same social class. We don't always have to like each other, or do like each other, or rep for each other. So those assumptions and how we made, I think that we've let the most insecure voices become the dominant voice.
Mhm.
And you got to remember, those insecure voices were people who didn't know how to be social in the first place.
That part.
And
That
so
part.
you're taking your cues from people who couldn't even be in the same room as you because they don't even know how to talk to you. So we've let them shape and mold how we actually are amongst each other. And that's the sad so that's what I worry about, and I wonder about our social future. Corporate America has done, like, kinda slowly creeped up and shaped our lives and the words that come out of our mouths, and we've taken that home with us.
Mm,
And we've let that be the soup du jour for
mm,
how we conduct our households, how we conduct our friendships, how we conduct our romantic lives. We have let it be to create too much dominance over our lives. You got to remember, the people, like, even with me, I have the startup that I'm building. There's a part of me that feels very isolated because I'm having to focus so much on it. But imagine people who built these other things, how isolated they were, and that's how they got there.
right.
You look at some of these incelic ass dudes, and they are worth billions. You look at this Aspergery K Hall dude we call Elon,
Worth
you know,
trillions.
worth
Yeah.
trillions. And so, what does that say about his, him as as his social equity? You look at all these billionaires and think about their social equity. The only thing they had was their money. So you're taking their cues from the jobs that they employ you at. They don't really actually have that. Like, you're shaping around people that in HR are, these people who's like, you know, bureaucracy Betty over here,
Not bureaucracy Betty.
that in her household, it's all My Little Ponies.
Right, right.
She done can't she come out like she swear she come out the nunnery until you hear her private thoughts, and she is the
Yeah,
worst of the
like
worst.
like she you get inside her mind and she like whips and chains and
Right,
ball
right.
gags and all kind of shit.
And you don't wanna be around that heifer.
Right.
So I do often wonder and worry sometimes about, what what this has done to us as as a species, as a human system. Because you know what, once upon a time we were not doing too bad. We were still working out the kinks before the internet.
Mm,
But I think that we were getting to a place where we can actually see our identities, which is why we talk about, we talked about this several shows. Y'all gonna see some reels about it, about the LGBTQIA plus community. Why you see more of us is because people feel safer to express themselves because they had words and descriptors of themselves they didn't know existed.
mm,
So when they find that word, like, okay, that is me. So when you find identity by seeing others around you, you feel safer to actually own it.
mm,
The same thing with being black. You get to feel like when you're in a community that looks like you, sounds like you, and things that that you didn't know existed for you, you start to feel comfortable embracing those parts of you. Like I'm a mixed kid. I felt like I had to only subscribe to one thing. Like you heard it in black communities, like I know he mixed, but he black. Yeah, but there's another side to him too
mm,
that
yeah,
he can't just he, she, or they cannot just do away with because they look like the stereotype of however you craft that person as a person of color. There's other sides of them, and that's the reason why you want to fuck on him or fuck on her because all those races in there makes them look the way they look.
okay, I was wondering where you were going with
That poor all like, that Blackanese, you like the black and the Chinese in that person.
Mm,
That mixture, you like all of it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be peeping them like you peeping them. So I'm saying this to say that, I worry for us in that, because, in that respect. And I hope that you guys taking a note from what I'm saying, that be more aware of what the people who are the most insecure are doing to us without us even knowing it. It's like a slow creep. It's like we take it arsenic and little by like little bit. Arsenic don't hit you and kill you all at once. Arsenic is little bit by little bit, little dose by little dose. Go ask the mass murdering women who they were putting their husbands away by little bit of arsenic in their soups and stuff, and all of a
mm,
sudden they don't wonder why they done passed away. Suspicious passing. Yeah, like we are sitting here doping ourselves up with these like what we thought was healthy behaviors with a lot of toxic behavior because we stopped being ourselves and we don't to a point where we don't even know who we are. And that's all we're subjected to is isolated rooms, like looking at cameras being building OnlyFans. Which nothing wrong with building OnlyFans, but the fact of the matter is you're in an isolated room in front of a camera sitting in front of a person.
mhm.
Like,
Becoming becoming one with your feet.
yeah, or the what they call looks maxing. You don't
Mm,
spend so much time on maximizing your look that you spend no time on maximizing the content of your character.
there you go.
And you know what? There's a special expiration date on all of it. And the only thing that you're gonna have is the spirit of yourself I hope you poured enough of yourself in there without pouring the arsenic that came with it all.